Tesla's flush-mounted Starlink antenna on the Cybercab shows the company is betting on satellite connectivity as the backbone for its Robotaxi network. This is Tesla Shorts Time, episode 569. Tesla showed a new Starlink integration for the Cybercab that uses a flush-mounted gold cover. The addition keeps the vehicle connected in areas without reliable cellular service. This hardware choice supports continuous data exchange for fleet operations and software updates. The design also hints at future vehicles that could rely on satellite links instead of ground networks. Integration like this aligns with broader efforts to ensure robotaxis maintain connectivity across varied environments. The approach moves the robotaxi program forward by addressing one of the practical limits on continuous operation. Now the focus shifts to the capital required to build the AI systems that will process all that data. Tesla and SpaceX together committed $16.8 billion toward a single chip manufacturing facility. The amount exceeds Tesla's reported annual profit of $3.8 billion. The investment targets production of next-generation AI chips for both companies. The scale shows how heavily the firms are funding in-house silicon development. This level of spending underscores the strategic priority placed on controlling advanced semiconductor supply. The commitment marks a clear step toward vertical integration in the AI hardware stack. This spending pattern shifts Tesla from a company whose profits are reinvested mainly in vehicle and energy factories to one whose largest single capital projects now sit in semiconductor capacity. The outcome will determine whether robotaxi and humanoid robot unit economics can reach the levels required for widespread deployment, or whether the cost of owning the stack keeps gross margins under pressure even as software revenue scales. Tesla submitted plans for a $10.1 billion solar factory in Texas. The facility would expand the company's in-house solar cell production capacity. The filing details the scale of investment required for vertical integration in the solar segment. Construction would add to existing Texas manufacturing operations. Large-scale solar investments like this support Tesla's broader energy product strategy. The project builds on the same Texas footprint already handling vehicle and battery work. Tesla asked owners to reply with stories about how FSD supervised has improved their lives or the lives of friends and family. The request focuses on real-world experiences rather than technical details. It collects user accounts that could support future regulatory or marketing efforts. The post remains open for direct replies on the platform. Gathering these accounts provides Tesla with direct feedback from drivers who rely on the system daily. Tesla issued a recall covering more than 20,000 vehicles in the United States. The action addresses excessively bright low-beam headlights. Affected owners will receive free repairs at service centers. The recall follows standard NHTSA notification procedures for lighting compliance. This type of action ensures vehicles meet federal safety standards for headlight output. Analysts covering Tesla currently hold a consensus rating of hold. The rating reflects a balance of growth expectations and valuation concerns. Multiple firms contributed to the average without a strong buy or sell tilt. The stance comes amid ongoing product and regulatory developments. Investors often monitor such consensus figures for signals on how the broader analyst community views near-term prospects. Defender Capital LLC purchased 4,143 shares of Tesla stock. The transaction adds to the firm's existing position in the company. Institutional filings show the move occurred in the most recent reporting period. Such purchases provide a snapshot of professional investor activity. Tracking these filings helps illustrate how smaller institutions adjust exposure over time. While those domestic expansions move ahead, regulatory requirements are tightening in another major market. Tesla is navigating new Chinese regulations that set stricter requirements for self-driving vehicle operations. The rules introduce additional testing and approval steps for autonomous systems in Beijing. Compliance will affect how quickly Tesla can expand unsupervised features in the market. The company must align its current supervised software with the updated framework. Meeting these standards involves detailed validation against local road and data requirements. The added steps create a new layer of work before any unsupervised rollout can advance in that region. In China's July sales rankings, the Geely Xingyuan took first place among models. Leap Motor's A10 finished second, while Tesla's Model Y placed third. The results show continued competition in the domestic EV segment. Tesla's position reflects steady demand despite new local entrants. Monthly rankings provide a snapshot of how different brands perform in one of the world's largest EV markets. The outcome illustrates how quickly local competitors have closed the gap on popular segments. Tesla is adding Mikawa port to its existing Daikoku wharf operations to increase vehicle imports into Japan. The two ports together raise annual capacity to roughly 48,000 cars. The move comes as Tesla works to meet rising local demand. Both locations are major auto import hubs that can handle larger volumes than single-site operations. Expanded port access supports steady growth in a market where Tesla has seen increasing interest. The added capacity gives the company more flexibility to respond to order patterns in the region. Tesla extended the power conversion system warranty on the Cybertruck to 8 years or 150,000 miles. The change responds to reported charging system failures that left some owners unable to charge. The updated coverage aims to address early reliability feedback from fleet and retail customers. Owners with affected vehicles can now access longer-term protection. Warranty extensions of this kind often signal efforts to build confidence in new vehicle platforms. The adjustment shows how real-world data from early production vehicles feeds back into service policies. Powerwall owners have been reconsidering outdoor cooling setups after reports that certain passive methods may reduce efficiency. Tesla's documentation favors shaded or indoor placements for optimal thermal management. The discussion highlights how installation choices affect long-term battery health. Proper placement decisions can influence both daily output and overall system lifespan. BYD now leads Tesla as the most searched EV brand in Australia, according to recent data. The shift reflects growing consumer awareness of BYD models in that market. Tesla still holds strong sales positions, but search trends show changing consideration patterns. The result offers an early signal of brand competition outside North America and China. Search volume data can precede actual purchase shifts in emerging EV markets. General Motors is expanding access to its charging network for non-GM vehicles. At the same time, Tesla is integrating Starlink directly into the Cybercab. The contrast shows two different paths to solving range anxiety and connectivity. GM's approach relies on existing infrastructure partnerships. Tesla's satellite focus targets areas where traditional networks fall short. A new exchange-traded fund called HUMN launched with holdings in companies building components for humanoid robots, including Tesla. The fund focuses on joints, actuators, and related hardware makers. Investors can now gain exposure to the robotics supply chain through a single vehicle. The launch coincides with growing attention on Tesla's Optimus program. ETF structures like this make it simpler for retail investors to participate in emerging technology themes. ARK Investment Management deployed roughly $40 million into NVIDIA, Tesla, and SpaceX shares amid recent AI sector weakness. The purchases increased exposure to companies tied to Tesla's AI and robotics roadmap. The move shows continued institutional interest in the combined hardware and software thesis. Position sizing reflects ARK's long-term view on compute and autonomy. Before we go, the new solar factory filing will likely draw more attention as construction timelines take shape. And that's everything worth knowing about Tesla today. TSLA closed at $330.88, up $2.30, 0.7%. If the show saves you time, a quick rating on Apple Podcasts or Spotify goes a long way. You can also find us on X at Tesla Shorts Time. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. I'll see you tomorrow. This show comes to you from the NARA network. If you want another sharp daily briefing, Environmental Intelligence has you covered. The Environment and Climate Policy Brief for Canada. All our shows are free at naranetwork.com. The Do Positive Pod is the club for people who do something about it. Episodes and the dispatch wall at naranetwork.com, the DP Pod. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.